Hello, my name is Tyler and I'm a project manager here at SSA Architecture in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this is the first video in a series made to talk about permit expediting in the Las Vegas area for tenant improvement specifically. This is a general information video. I am just giving you as much as I can in a general way because every project and every location is different. Each jurisdiction in the Clark County area is a little bit different. The most common building department here is the Clark County Building Department, which is sometimes referred to as unincorporated Clark County. Other common building departments are the City of Las Vegas, City of North Las Vegas, City of Henderson, and Boulder City. Our firm works not only in these jurisdictions, but also other surrounding areas, including California, Arizona, and sometimes other states. For the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to talk about Las Vegas area using tenant improvements as an example, but some of this information will apply to other types of projects. Expediting permits in general is the act of getting through the normal permitting process as quickly as possible. At least that's the basis of the different permanent expediting programs. Many business people are not familiar with the timelines involved with architecture, and they will find themselves needing to rush. That natural human optimism that you get from your leasing agent doesn't stay the reality for very long if the project takes too long to get going. Often it's customary to offer the tenant 2 months to do their build out, and if you have the permit in your hand on the day when the 2 months clock starts ticking, you'd be lucky to get the construction done in 2 months, much less being moved in. People who are a little bit savvier will get 90 days, but 90 days is normally not doable either, regardless of what architect, contractor, or building department is being used. It can take a little while to draw the plans, which is the topic of another video. After the plans are drawn, someone goes to the building department and files them, and they go through a review process. Generally in the review process, the plan checkers, as they are commonly referred to, only have 1 or 2 areas of expertise. So one may be looking at fire exiting, another one may be looking at the electrical drawings only, another may be looking at the mechanical drawings only, and the logistics of shifting the plans from reviewer to reviewer seems to take a very significant amount of time. We have had customers who call the building department and were told that they could get their permit for tenant improvement without expediting in 2 weeks. However, that is not going to happen. The statistics there depend on optimism, and they may be lumping someone's application for an individual electrical outlet in with a complete tenant improvement. Typically, what most design firms see coming back from the building department is a first round of comments that come back in the claimed 2 weeks. For whatever reason, they don't seem to believe that there is any such thing as a perfect set of plans. If they can't find an actual mistake on your drawings, they're probably going to ask you to copy a portion of the building code onto your drawings because they thought that something that you said was unclear or ambiguous. They may also want you to state something in another way, or they may want another detail. It takes a little while to get the comments, change the drawings to match whatever their comments were, and resubmit them. After that, you are looking at another 2 weeks to get back from the building department. So on a good day, we are seeing plans go through the building department in a month. It's extremely rare to see a set of plans go through in less than that without expediting. What is expediting? Well, it takes a few different forms. For instance, if you are an out-of-town architectural firm who hired us to do expediting, we would look at your drawings, hopefully at a preliminary stage, before you're done, and if there's some information that's normally expected to be found on the drawings that you don't have, we let you know about that, so that we save you the first round of issues with the plan reviewers. And then we would just do a quick overview of everything to make sure that it's all there. We will then take it down to the building department and try to schedule it for whatever process we can. Most of the jurisdictions have a rush job type expediting process, and each have different names. And some of them are very fast, and some of them are only marginally quicker than the normal review process. For instance, in unincorporated Clark County, we are a member of the Permit Now program. If we were the architect and we did the MEP design and maybe had one consultant that we normally work with, those plans would be expected to be taken through the Permit Now program in, let us say, 2 business days. They say 1 business day at the county, but we would like to underpromise and overperform. In our experience, we couldn't get through the program in just 1 business day. In other jurisdictions, they want us to bring the plans down and file them. The building department will have some time to look at them over maybe a week or 2. Then we would all sit together in a room with the electrical plan reviewer and zoning person, and the architectural plan reviewer and the architects and the engineers, everybody. We gathered together for an hour or 2, and whatever comments they would have, we would address them. And then we would walk out of the room with an improved plan set, and the building permit would be forthcoming in a day or 2. That's about a 1 week to 2 week process. That is the expediting process that involves paying the city or the county a premium for their staff to break off whatever they're doing and help you rush the plan review process. Normally, the professionals are paid an extra fee for going through that process of rushing it along. However, these extra payments can be very economic for you. Say you've got 90 days before your rent starts. Then if your contractor could get your build out done in 2.5 months and you can get through the building department in 2 weeks, you might actually be ready to move in within the 90 days. You'll be moving in before the 90 days, but you could possibly hit the 90-day mark. Depending on how large or complicated your project is, there are other things that we can do to help expedite the process. Sometimes we break the plan set into a demolition plan set and a construction plan set and submit them in 2 different sets. That way, the demolition can be underway very quickly, and sometimes the demolition plan set could be highly expedited so it could go through the Permit Now program and get a permit in a day or 2. It could also go through some informal expediting so that your general contractor or demolition contractor could go out and get rid of whatever needs to be moved out of the way. While the normal plans are continuing to be drawn or decided on, or even in the normal plan review process to help you save on the timeline. This breaking into 2 steps process adds quite a bit to the architectural and engineering cost, but you typically would expect to recover the cost and save rent. In the case of businesses who are seasonal, say a restaurant that wanted to get open for the Christmas holiday banquet season, or a tenant improvement subject to tourism where they would like to be open in time for the summer, these kind of decisions become very easy when you look at the expected return on investment from being open 1 month sooner during a peak season, and for most projects, even where the peak season isn't involved, just being able to get in time for the start of rent helps a little bit. Obviously, the more cash you have on hand when you start, the better you're going to be in terms of starting up a new business or a branch of an existing business. We have seen projects land on somebody's desk the day before they went on vacation, and 2 weeks later, when they get back, it's sitting there in the middle of a big pile of other projects. So many of these expedited processes help uncover that and could be very beneficial. You don't know you're having a problem until it's too late. The jurisdictions try not to do that to people, but it happens, and so it can be very frustrating for customers when that's the situation. In terms of what's done on the design professional side to try to move these things along in the expediting process, this is a little bit complicated. Some clients only have us draw the architectural drawing and not the mechanical, plumbing, and electrical drawings. They will bid a general contractor, and as part of his work, his subcontractor will provide the mechanical, plumbing, and electrical drawings. So that's an upfront cost savings. But if you're trying to get through an expedited plan check, you can't go down and file your plans for permitting until you have all of those sets. So you have to bid first and then take your MEP drawings that come from the subcontractors and add them into the package and then file with the building department. That means you have lost probably a month to month and a half before you can even go down and file for a building permit. And then after that, sometimes people will decide to go ahead and expedite it because they're behind schedule. Sometimes expediting just means making the right decisions in terms of looking at the overall timeline. You might retain us or an MEP engineer to provide the MEP design drawings so that you have a complete package of drawings that you are good bidding off. A complete set, including architectural, MEP, and structural, can go down to the permit expediting process while it's getting bids. So even in some of the slower permit expediting processes that are expected to get done in 2.5 weeks, you can hope to be done with the bidding process and the building department at the same time. Plus, when the contractors are bidding, they know they are bidding on a plan set that's down there ready to have its permit pulled. It encourages them to hold their prices in line because they know that it's a real project that's really moving forward. When you award the contract, you can make it a part of your agreement with the contractor that he will go down there and pull the permit within a couple of business days. This way, they can get started within a week, so that you're moving the whole thing right along. That puts pressure on the general contractor to make a real schedule that he can actually perform on. And everybody knows what the final day will really be in a high degree of certainty. This allows for a greater degree of clarity for the owner when it comes to moving on and the plan surrounding that. That covers what I was looking to cover in the first video. I hope you continue on to the next video in this series, but beyond that, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. You can also visit our website for more information about us, or maybe get answers on our frequently asked questions page. Visit smallstudioassociates.com. I'll catch you in the next video in this series. See you there.